Hi everyone, good afternoon. So today we're here to discuss about the global mobile gaming industry and where it's heading, what trends we should expect. But before we dive into it, I would like to let the panel member introduce themselves. I will start. My name is Omri Henkin. I'm the managing director of ironSource India. We've recently opened our branch here in Bangalore. ironSource is one of the largest mobile platforms outside of Google and Facebook. We're pretty much a digital delivery giant serving more than 7 million daily downloads worldwide.
I got my own. Hi guys, my name is Ashwiny Thapliyal. I manage the business for Tune for India and Southeast Asia. I'm based out of Bombay and continuing our trend for our confidence in India and the region. Fine, we are soon going to be opening office in Gurgaon. Fine, so great bit of news. Before that, I have worked. I've been in AdTech for some time. So I've worked in Mobi. I have worked with a company called Comly for quite some time. So been on both sides. Good to be on the panel.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Before we continue, maybe everybody, I hope it's okay with you, maybe everybody will stand up to wake up a little bit. What do you think?
Sure, we can do that.
Let's everybody get up, yeah?
What about some jumping jacks?
Exactly. Why don't we
With you.
yeah, let's do some maybe 3 or 4 jumping jacks so that everybody wake up and then we'll continue because I'm falling asleep here. So ready?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Ready? Let's go.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Great. Now we can continue.
Okay, that's the definition of waking up.
Okay. So hi, my name is Daniel Neumann. I'm the Vice President of Business Development and Strategy for a company called ClicksMob. ClicksMob is a top-tier mobile advertising platform. We help and partner with global as well as Indian advertisers, brands, app developers, help them with their global user acquisition strategies on mobile, on performance-based, CPI, CPA, as well as providing monetization tools for advertisers. I'm very happy to be here at the panel. It's probably my 6th or 7th time in India for the past 2 years, so happy to share some of our insights.
Hi guys, my name is Parikshit and I'm the founder of Taj Rummy, the only real money gaming website which can be played with real cash. And currently we've evolved as a only branded white label network in India. It's called Taj Rummy Network and it's led by a flagship brand, Taj Rummy.
Cool guys. So let's dive in. Ashwiny, what can you tell us about the global mobile gaming trends as of today?
Okay, thanks, Omri. So, guys, interesting bit. Fine. So, I'm from India. Daniel is based out of Israel. So, when we were discussing the subject about what are we going to talk about, so we were talking about sharing a few numbers. Fine. So, and I wanted to do global. And Daniel is going to spend some time on talking specifically about India. Fine, so he seems to be the India specialist. Good to have him on board. So I'm sure most of you would be familiar with Tune, the company. Fine, so we have 2 sides of the business, which are both advertiser and publisher facing. Because of that, we've been in operation since 2009. Across the world. We have almost 3,000 clients across the globe. So this kind of puts us in a very interesting situation. The kind of advertisers, publishers, networks that we work with. So there is a lot of data being generated, which we look at a very aggregated level. So I just wanted to share some data points with you. So just for 2015, Tune tracked data, which is traffic or clicks or installs or conversions from 249 countries. That's a lot. And we almost processed about 400,000 GBs of aggregated marketing data. that allows us to kind of look at what's happening right now and also talk about what we think is going to happen in the future. So just looking at some broad stats, I'm sure somebody has already repeated this, but going through it. So by the end of 2016, which is this year, we are looking at globally smartphone penetration of 50%. Looking at the growth rates, crunching all the numbers, we think this is going to go up to about 80% or 6.5 billion devices by 2020. Huge market. 80% is a very solid number. Specifically to Tune, if you look at the last couple of years, we've seen, specifically for gaming, almost 8% growth in the number of installs on a month-on-month basis. And this, we don't see it slowing for the next couple of years at least. Some months, we've seen almost 200% growth, or 2x growth over, let's say, 2016. So, few other stats. Brazil, Russia, India, and China, the famous BRIC quadrant. Fine, so we've seen the amount of installs which are being tracked almost double since 2015. If you look at app stores globally, developers are adding about 400,000 new applications every year. We see that continuing on till 2020. So as a category, almost gaming is about 40% of the installs that are tracked by Tune. It's not the majority, but by far it's the single largest category. So we get some unique insights into what's happening. So we'll talk about those as well. Right now, if you look at it globally in terms of revenues, iOS is leading over Android. We estimate that by around 2000, late 2017, early 2018, revenues from iOS and all Android stores, which includes Play stores and third-party stores, that's going to become about the same. And then Android is going to rule the world like we are seeing in India. Looking at some stats, some estimations for 2020, we are looking at just the App Store consumer spends, which is people spending on IAP and subscriptions and buying paid apps. So that's going to be a $110 billion market. And games is going to account for about 40% of the downloads, but 75% of the revenue which is coming in. So seems like exciting times all here for us. All the numbers which we are looking at a global level point towards that. Yeah.
Cool.
What do you think
Thanks,
about
Ashwiny? Sorry. Daniel, can you tell us a bit about the Indian mobile gaming industry, where it's heading, trends, challenges?
Yeah, so first to comment a little bit about global gaming and mobile gaming in general. Interesting enough, approximately 85% of revenues in apps is generated from games. This is an astonishing number, which shows in general how gaming is a lucrative vertical on a global basis. Now, India, interestingly, India is not is not there yet in terms of the full potential that it has. So, for example, we're all witnessing the huge growth that has been going on in the Indian mobile app economy in the past 2 years, primarily in e-commerce, in food tech, in fintech. So, you know, the likes of Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, etc. All of that been happening, and we're all witnessing this in the past 2 years. However, in gaming, this huge growth has not been happening. So why is that, or what's happening in my opinion? First, in terms of smartphone penetration, indeed, India has surpassed the US and is most likely now the #2 market in the world for smartphone penetration after China. Approximately 250 million smartphones that are in usage right now. So the growth number is there, the population is there. Moreover, when you look at the demographics on the Indian market, there's a very good match between the typical profile of a mobile gamer and the typical mobile demographic of the user. So as we all know, roughly 2/3 of the Indian population is below 35, which means that there's a young population that is most likely more technology or tech savvy, that are potentially early adopters. So in terms of demographics, the potential is there. However, I believe that one of the main reasons why mobile gaming has not picked up yet at being unleashed its full potential is because primarily of infrastructure or technology. Infrastructure. The basic devices, or the fact that the majority of devices are Android devices that are potentially with low CPU, low storage, and are kind of like basic smartphone, is making the mobile gaming penetration slower to the Indian market. In addition, I think that monetization is still a very, very big challenge. By the way, I'd be happy to hear what you guys think about. Ashwini, anything about monetization?
Yeah. So always these numbers are quoted that India has amazing smartphone penetration, but if you look at adoption of like how many people are buying, using in-app purchases, so that's typically low. So as someone from India, what I would look at is, so there is a hidden value to the Indian consumer. We are looking at a country which has a relatively low per capita income as compared to most of the countries which we spoke about. But if you look at the audience out there, the last 2 years, which you and me, which we have spent, look at the amount of money which has flown through the system through the incentivized app installs route. Fine, so there is a ton of people playing games out there. It's just that right now they do not want to pay, or maybe they do not have the money to pay. So what they are doing is, so they're performing certain actions, and in some way they are kind of paying for the specific games. So no hard dollar number, but I think all of us know what kind of numbers we did. Yeah.
I think still, despite the monetization challenges, I think we're already starting to see international gaming companies that are obviously in India, as well as already gathering or getting a significant market share. So if you look right now at App Annie, which is like a leading platform for tracking and looking at global app stores around the world, you'd see in the top 10 gaming category, you'll see a lot of international companies. Giant companies like Supercell, Kabam, these guys, Machine Zone. So international companies, despite those monetization and demographic challenges, are recognizing that there is potential in the Indian market. In addition, we're seeing every year new and new local Indian companies, big guys being Nazara Games, 99 Games, Reliance. So these are companies that are recognizing the potential. It might not happen in the next 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, but if you look at the longer term, 2020, I think there is, India can potentially become a significant market for gaming, for mobile gaming. We even see the Indian companies that are closing celebrity sponsorship deals, like Kim Kardashian and the gaming companies in the US are doing. So I definitely feel that there is a positive trend. It might be slower than we initially expected or we are seeing, but I think for the long term, the potential is there for India to become a more significant a market for mobile gaming. And just to finish off in terms of some data, right now in 2016 we're looking at roughly at a market of $500 million market in India for mobile gaming, and it's expected to rise to approximately $3 billion in the next 3 years. So it's definitely going to grow.
Thanks, Daniel. Parikshit, you're coming from the real money skilled game industry. It would be great to hear your point of view of that. And if you can tell us a bit about, I know that the real money games like Rummy and poker are very popular here in India, so it would be great to hear your challenges and how you see your industry moving forward in 2020.
Perfect. I totally agree with Ashwini on the social apps not being able to monetize, and the current conversions, if I'm not wrong, are about 2% because no Indian wants to actually buy that social chips which are available as credits. But my point of view in terms of apps are free apps or free games, social apps or social games, real money apps and real money gaming. And looking at it from the real money point of view, I see that India is a lucrative market, and most of our transactions don't happen on a credit card, but happen on net banking and debit. That means the Indian audience have a potential to spend, and the lifetime values versus the customer acquisition is about $100 to $2,500. So at least when it comes to rummy or poker, it is a lucrative market, and it's still dominated by 58% of desktop traffic, whereas mobile is growing. And even in mobile, iOS and Android, I choose to prefer iOS because 80% of our traffic is actually paid traffic which comes from iOS. And maybe Indian user doesn't like to actually spend time on free or social chips, but when it comes to real and serious gaming, they're happy to spend. And that too from debit and net banking and not credit, compared to the global markets where the credit card transactions are more for any business. That's my view on the real money gaming side of India.
Thanks, Parikshit.
Just one
Go
moment.
ahead, Ashwini.
So, I think you rightly pointed out, so I think payments and how the user is able to pay for any transaction on the mobile app, that's pretty critical. Anecdotal experience. About 20 days back, I tried to buy something in-app, fine, just $2, using a credit card which I had already entered on the Google Play Store. The transaction was declined, okay, $2. And immediately I got a call from Citibank, which is my credit card company. And these guys are saying that, did you make the transaction? I said, yeah, I did. They're saying, oh, okay, you should inform us. Fine, so what these guys were doing is, because of certain fraud issues, they were automatically blocking any transactions which were happening from the Play Store. I'm not sure whether this was specific to my account, but yeah, that's a big challenge if I'm not able to buy a $2 thing.
So, yeah, Parikshit.
Maybe it could be your account, but in specific, let me actually tell you how gaming works. Only 2% of the whole audience actually cater to gaming. And even when we're marketing or actually giving a brief to market, we always say that we're 2% of 100%. So gaming is only few people, and our customers are already there. And the transaction declines. What you're calling on App Store, we don't go via App Store or Play Store. We have our own payment gateways, bypassing App Stores and Play Stores just because they have their revenue monopolies. And it's not just one way, it's two way. You win money on our apps, you can take them back home in your bank account. So it's mostly the view in which you're looking at gaming. So let's separate real money and social gaming. Social is something different than real money.
I think to your point about credit cards, I think it's a very important point. The fact that more as the market, as the economy in India will become stronger, more people will have more disposable income to become paying users, as well as the credit card usage will increase. If I'm not mistaken, right now approximately 18 or 20 million credit cards in India, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Last time I checked.
The most recent numbers are about 35-40 million credit cards and about 500 million debit cards. So 500 million debit cards. Debit cards,
yeah. Not credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that as the credit card usage will go up, as well as alternative payment methods, it will obviously support that growth.
And we want the wallets also to come.
Sorry?
Sorry?
We want wallets also to come. I want Paytm and Freecharge and all the other guys to also be an option.
So Ashwini, you were talking about your experience with trying to do an in-app purchases, right? At the I think we ran out of time.
That's just the background music. I think we can continue.
Okay. Guys, are we done or? Okay. So thank you everybody for participating in the panel. Thanks for the panelists. If anyone has a quick question that you want to address to one of the guys here?
Omri, do you want to give do you want to sum up stuff? So right now, honestly, we spoke a little bit about the numbers. But when we are talking 2020, what do you guys think are the, maybe both of you can speak. In 2020, how do you see the market being? Just basic trends and quick ones.
In terms of real money? Okay, gaming in real money, specific to rummy and poker, are considered to be game of skill, so you can't cater this into gambling. So we don't come into that Goa, Sikkim, or Sri Lankan or the Nepal's casinos revenues. So we are a 2,000 crore online market with about over $1 billion offline market. Like you have clubs in Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, many other places in India where 13 card rummy is considered to be legal. So it's about 18% of penetration online as of now, and I see that by 2020, all these apps, the real money gaming apps, will be on the car consoles, maybe the bigger screens in the cars where you can actually play the game, as well as on the kiosks, like the casino kiosks. All these are the future options when it comes to real money gaming from our industry side. So it's about a 2,000 crore market which we have to tap on.
Just to summary, I think that looking ahead at what's headed in the next 3, 4 to 5 years, typically mobile gaming together with e-commerce is a sign of a maturing internet market. So I think that as the Indian internet and mobile ecosystem will further develop, I think there's room for substantial growth in gaming, and the numbers will definitely grow. More gaming studios will come up, more startups around mobile gaming will be there, as well as international companies. For the time being, where monetization is an issue, I think that there are already many alternatives for monetization for game developers, such as video advertising, rewarded video. Omri can talk more about that, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm definitely positive when looking at the next 5 years in terms of the future growth.
Okay.
Great, thanks guys. I saw some people in the crowd wanted to ask some questions. Yeah, go ahead.
You spoke about how debit card payment, for example, right, has made a difference into how much you can monetize. Do you have an educated guess for how it will go in the future with the introduction of, say, wallets, for example? And secondly, absolutely no comments across the panel on Daydream VR, the platform, and virtual reality overall. Seriously,
We didn't have time for it.
understand.
Actually, we were going to speak for about an hour more, but we kind of got cut short on that.
If the organizers will give us like 10 more minutes, we can.
One of the key things that I think, be it gaming or be it any mobile app utilization, the problem is that the credits that you earn or whatever other things that you earn is not cross-platform compatible, which means to say there's no one currency that I can use throughout, unless we're talking about money, which is definitely one, but otherwise there's nothing. Is that some kind of a challenge that game development or the app scenario will face, and how do you solve it?
So, do you want to take that, Daniel?
So my answer to your query would be cross-platform points or chips you're talking about, social chips. There is an aspect to it. Legally, there is something called as anti-money laundering law. So if you're buying chips from his platform or his app and coming onto my platform with his chips, basically there is a transaction fee which has to be applied legally. So there is no way that we can collaborate together to have the same platform using the same chips. However, at the same time, you may use an e-wallet and try to deposit on his platform and try to withdraw from his platform. At the same time, you can do it from our platform. So it's just that you can't categorize this app's coins into some other app's coins because you're purchasing it and it has a commercial value.
Just closing out on this, on the payments. Fine. So right now, if you look at Play Store and both the Apple Store, so it's a very Western-centric methods of payments which are being offered. Fine. So you're just looking at credit cards and you're talking about buying a Google Play Store. What do you call it? Recharge. This thing. So gift card. Fine. So gift cards are not available in India. When I tried to buy that, credit cards had an issue. So there are certain things which they need to evolve. As the Indian market evolves, Southeast Asia very similar evolves. So wallets are going to be really important. Another thing which I think is going to be really important is using the operators for payment, for credit. So carrier billing, right? So carrier billing, once that comes in, so I think that's going to do some wonders. I have, again, anecdotal experience from past campaigns which all of us have been running. The conversion rates on which users are buying subscriptions or paying for content, whether it be games or antiviruses, is much, much higher than what happens on the Play Store. So maybe operator billing could be the solution.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Thanks.